Alright folks, this is the Honda CN250cc ring gap. Now before I do this, as you can see this is fresh. Alright, we're gonna need the tape afterward once the installation is finished. I don't think I'm gonna use a tape, but I might use it. Now here's your rings here. You see these things? I ride high rev all the time, so I end up destroying my rings, which makes me have low compressions. So technically, a person like me riding a scooter, I have to do this every 2,000 miles. And my scooter rev all the way up to 75 miles per hour. But yours might not be the same case. But either way, it's the same installation. Right? Now, this is the oil ring, followed by that one. Right? And then you get the compression ring. So here's how we're gonna differentiate this. See, you can only see this in the dark. See the ring? Watch closely. Alright, you can see it from the metal. You see a shadow. Right? Now let me turn it. You can see here, this is sharp. There is no shadow for this. And you see the shadow from the bottom. But we're looking at the top here. If I move it like that, you see no shadow at all. And I do it again. So that means this is curved from here. And it's going from the bottom. So this side would be the top. Makes sense. By the way, this shadow that you're looking at here, after the metallic, that's a bevel edge. Meaning that it's more like a triangle, but not too much. It's just that it's curved nicely. Let's say those Galaxy's phone, right? You see how these things are curved? So that's how this is. You can actually feel it. Now here, it's rough. Here is smooth. Okay, here's what's going on here. You got two compression rings. One that is metallic and one that is black. Now you have to determine which one is which by the writing. It's just that it's the opposite. When you're looking at this one, from that point of view, you can actually see the bevel, right? So the bevel for this one, the writing, which is DY, I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm gonna have to focus it here. Come on, focus. You see it? DY. That's the top. Now, this writing right here, this is black, so you can see that one. This one is the bottom one. So while the first writing is at the top, the second writing is at the bottom. The next step is we have to gap it. Okay. This procedure is pretty much basic on all 4 strokes. It's just that the ring part you had to differentiate. Otherwise, this one is pretty much basic. You have to mark it first and align your mark, but you have to know which ring goes where. That's what you have to know. In fact, I think I'm installing this even better, because the first one that I installed, I put the second ring in the opposite. It must have been why it's losing compression now. Alright, so we start from here. Alright, that's the exhaust side. And this is the intake. Okay, so that's one line. And that's the second line. Alright. And that's the third line. There's a lot of videos about this. It's just that this one is for CN250. So you're gonna have to follow some specific steps like I showed you from before. So now you separated all your oil marks. See? The intake on these, on the CN250 doesn't have any bevels, small here and big here. It's just one curved piston. So the IN means intake. Well, you're gonna have to deal with it. Okay, I have never used this plier before. I bought this as a kit, mainly because installing the piston is a pain in the ass. So I wanted something to compress my ring. That way I can put it on the chamber. So the kit comes with the plier, but I never actually need to use the plier. But I'm gonna try though. Now we have to start at the bottom, right? The bottom one starts like this. First is the squiggly jiggly oil ring. That's the first one. It goes all the way at the bottom. Alright, you don't need no plier for that. This is very smooth to detect. Just make sure that you're following the mark. And then, doesn't matter left or right. Let me see this though. This don't matter either. This is equal. Now this one right here, remember the mark, right? So this has to be the ring stroke. Alright. And this is the next one. This one goes at the bottom. From here. Okay. You can see it, eh? Doesn't have to be close to the mark. Just has to be on the mark. Now this might be where I need the plier. Now remember, you're following the mark, right? So this one goes down for that mark. And this is the intake. Alright, so the intake side right here. Remember, here is forbidden. It's just here and here. So, looking at the number again, the letter, flip it the opposite side. I check here. Like I said, I don't need the plier. This one, let's double check where the mark had down. This one, the mark goes on top, and it's the opposite. So this would be here, and that would be here, and this one would be here, and that would be here. See that one right here, and that would be here. See it right here. That's how you gap your ring. Okay. So this thing's compressed the rings, right? Makes it fit. This is the engine. When I'm installing it, this would be my water cooling port. So it's gonna go like that. And this is the rear wheel, and that's a chain tensioner. So I have to think that this is the intake. So this is the intake. Alright. Now, the intake is facing me. The intake is right here. That's the intake. It's facing me. This is gonna work. It's worth the try. Only problem with this, it has to be straight. I think that's straight. I'll be damned. What can I push it with? Let's try here. What? That was a lot easier. You see that? This thing went in with one shot. Of course, I need to lube it a little bit. But before I do that, that's when I'm putting it on, that's when I lube it.